in person.
Okay.
Well, they sit awkwardly and stare at each other for a minute.
Sure. Alrighty.
But
It could be on-
we're not on
it
the
could
way
be
of,
on
we're not on the way
I'm
of.
gonna call it to order, 4:29. Yeah, we're gonna live wild here. We'll go real slow. All right, good afternoon, welcome, Athens-Clarke County Board of Election voter registration. The date is May 13th and the time is still 4:29 PM. We're at 2555 Lexington Road. First order of business is to adopt the agenda. Chair will entertain a motion to adopt.
I second.
All right, motion to adopt, Ms. Till, second, Ms. Fambro. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next item is to approve the minutes, and Mr. Adam, I sent you my attempt at taking notes last time. Was that sufficient?
Mhm.
Were you
If
able
it all
to
looks-
review the video?
I was.
Okay.
As long as the minutes look okay? Yep.
Because I just wanted to do a more thorough, look at those, just to make sure I got everything correct.
Mhm.
Because we, on the April 24th special meeting, we did make a motion that was a little bit complicated, so I just want to make sure all board members agree that that is indeed our intent.
Yes, as always, but especially this one. Yes, please double check that because it
Yeah.
got a little in the weeds, as it should have.
That is, as I remember it, so the floor is open to approve either both or do them separately, which are April 8th, regular meeting, and April 24th was a special call meeting.
I so move.
Okay.
I second.
Motion by Ms. Fambro and second by Ms. Till to approve both the April 8th and the April 24th meeting as one set. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Looks like we have one member of the public. Do you wish to speak? Please.
John Jacqueline Nelson, 315 Caldwell Circle. And, you know, and I watched the special call meeting about trying to find another location for the general election in 7A. Y'all have such a challenge where community groups say you can't use us, you can't use us, you can't use us. And you look at the boundaries and the population and there's just no, anyway. I respect what y'all do to research it. Can't do anything if somebody says you're not welcome, can't do it here. If anything I can do all I can be is a citizen who tries to advocate for the importance of allowing your location to be a voting place, that it matters to our democracy. And if organizations have a reason they won't allow it, then you have to. I mean, I listened to the choices y'all had, the special call meeting and yeah, you got a hand in your face everywhere you turn. Boundaries are the boundaries. And we can't guarantee we're gonna have good advanced voting weeks and days. There's no guarantee that that will still prevail in the state of Georgia. You got 60% people voting in advance. Wonderful. But there's no assurance that our state will continue to allow that. I'm in your court, whatever I can do to, well, I certainly try never to be a person who puts a bad face on our board of elections to the public. So folks will continue to know y'all do a good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is the director's report.
Okay, good afternoon.
Chair recognizes interim director, Ms. Lisa McGraw.
Thank you. Good afternoon, board. Hi. So on the agenda, you all had asked for a status of the ACC Budget and Strategic Analysis Voter Registration and Turnout Project. On May 8th, I emailed a link to you for that project, and it's been updated with all the current information. So hopefully you've had an opportunity to look at that. Our pre-certification meeting for this election is set for Friday, June 20th in room 301 at City Hall. So please put that on your calendars if you can be there.
So that one more time? Oh, yes.
Right, okay. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, June 20th
Three
at
o'clock.
3 o'clock, room 301 in City Hall. And then just to give you a little update on the budget, the mayor submitted his 25-26 budget to the commission. They're currently going over that. They have 4 work sessions scheduled to discuss the proposal. Public comment can be heard on May 20th. If any of you would like to do that, May 20th at 6 p.m. in City Hall. And if you want to submit comment to them as a group, you can submit it as a letter to the clerk of commissions. In your packet, there's the budget materials that came back from the budgets, the mayor's proposed budget. So if you had an opportunity to look those over and you had any questions, I'm sure among the people at this table would probably be able to answer your questions.
I thought I saw in the mayor's letter, there was a request for additional FTE.
Yes.
Right.
And so that's what she shared with you is it's proposed, and for budget balancing and a little bit of alignment with work, we propose that it would be starting in January of next year, so funded for half of the coming fiscal year. And then they'd stay on full time
Right.
after that.
And was it, didn't I read that it was 1.5 FTE? Or did I see that wrong?
There was probably a request, there was a request for 2 total positions. This position focused on compliance and, another kind of assistant director position. That former acting manager Jones was very high on. As we reviewed the budget in the manager's office and became more familiar with the work of elections, really felt like the compliance position was gonna help do the heavier lift earlier. And so that's the one that we recommended to the mayor, and the mayor did
Okay.
carry that forward. There's been 1 budget meeting so far. No raised eyebrows at it. There'll be another one tonight. On the other hand, it never hurts if you all feel strongly about something to consider sending a letter through the clerk.
Got it. Thank you.
Did you guys have any other questions? Okay,
I do, but I
Okay.
want to make sure somebody else had a chance to go.
I just kind of wanted to come back to that, but we'll see a later.
oh, okay.
Sure, yeah.
All right, so at the end of April, Pam and Audra and I attended a 3-day training in Dallas, Georgia that was presented by the Secretary of State's office. They call that their summer training. They do that not every year, but most every year to give us updates on new developments and just to make sure that we have all the information that we need. Renee also attended on the 2nd day. She wanted to be there for information about poll worker training and things like that. So it was, we really enjoyed it. We got a lot out of it. It was a good training. So LNA is completed. We started that on Monday and we were finished by Thursday. So that all went well. We had 1 observer come. It was one of the candidates for the Winterville City Council seat. Came and observed for a while.
What does LNA stand for?
Logic and accuracy testing.
Okay.
And you are always invited to come be with us as an observer when we do that. All right. And I just wanted to point out that the registration deadline for the June 17th election is May 19th. And then an update on absentee ballots. So far, we've received 15 absentee ballot applications. And we are accepting those through June 6th. And the first day that ballots can be mailed is May 26th. Now that's a holiday, so the first day they will actually go out is the 27th. Advanced voting begins on the 27th of May, not the 26th, because that's also a holiday. So it'll start on Tuesday. It'll open at 8 a.m. at the Board of Elections office on that day. And then we have an additional site that opens at the library on June 7th at 9 a.m. And all the dates and times of advanced voting are listed on our website. Poll worker training began on May 12th, and it'll run through the 27th. I gave you all a copy of the schedule in case anybody wants to attend one of the trainings, come for a little while. Pick up
Any of
some
them
additional.
virtual?
No,
They're all
not this
person.
time.
Okay.
Yeah, we've kind of moved away from virtual trainings because they didn't like them as much. So the in-person
Didn't we
training
do
seems to
one in
work better.
November, was virtual?
A manager's training. We did a manager's training. It was
These are
virtual.
not managers.
No, they're all in-person trainings. It's kind of, before an election like this, it's kind of abbreviated. It's not as many hours as we would normally do, but it is 3 hours to catch them up on everything. And I did have some things I wanted to pass around and show you that we're doing. Got 2 packets, just so you guys can glance over them. These are some of the materials from poll worker training. We're having them sign. Can you read? I forgot what this is called. Can you
Sorry,
read it?
the poll worker acknowledgement of job expectations.
Yeah, so each person is signing a job expectation form so that they know what's expected of them, you know, like when their arrival time is, just all different ways that we would like them to behave and ways that we don't want them to behave. And they're signing that they'll, do those things. And then the other one is a workbook that we developed to go along with training. So they sit down and they actually fill out their recap sheets and paperwork while we're training them. And then we currently have our own poll worker handbook now. It's really nice. That's specific to our county and the way that we do things.
Could you send these in the electronic form?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at
sure.
it At a later time?
Mhm.
I don't wanna-
I just thought you guys might enjoy looking them over.
That's wonderful.
So it went over really well so far at training. They like having their own specific information instead of it's a little nicer laid out than the one that the state does. So we're proud of it.
This smells a lot like Renee.
It does smell a lot like Renee.
It does, yeah. It smells not the most appropriate. term,
Renee
but-
Russo.
Yeah,
She's one of our
yeah.
clerks that works in the warehouse. She's one of our area managers and
Do you wanna keep the?
poll worker
paper
training
copy?
is her baby. Anything she can do to make it better, she's on it.
This is
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
and. Okay, and then after that. So last regular meeting, I talked to you about that we might begin to do little short 10-minute presentations to you guys on a topic that might be of interest to you. I presented that to the staff and they're all on board with that. So by the August meeting, we should have something ready for you guys. Open records request, Audra isn't here, so I'll just let you, wasn't able to attend today, so I'll just let you know we had 1 open records request in April. And I do believe that's all I have.
Okay.
What? Oh, every time I forget Pam because she's at the top. Pam needs to give you the activity report.
Hello, board.
Hi.
For the month. Look, I just had a brain loss.
April.
April.
Thank you. April. We have a total of eligible voters for this month of 86,939 voters, of which 73,793 are active registered voters and 13,146 of them are inactive. And we've added 144 new voters for this month. As far as total cancellations, we've had 16 that moved out of state, which was the same as last month. None for this month for April to submit through the Jarvis portal. Others requested like through paper or email, that was 2. That's 74 deceased, and then we had 73 felon removers, which is a total of 95 cancellations for the month of April. And then also for voter IDs, we only have had 6 this month, And year-to-date, we're at 46. And that is it. Thank you. Thank you.
Just save the best for last. That's
There
all.
we go.
That was wonderful. Does any board member, you mentioned you had a question?
Yes, thank
on the
you.
Director's report.
I wanted to ask, just to catch myself up and anybody else who's listening about the budget process. The department submits, its request, if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong. The department submits its request to the manager's office. The manager's office gathers all those such requests from the city and from all the departments, and then they hand that over to the mayor, who then looks over that and then submits his request to the commission. Have I got that right so far? And so the stage of the process we're at right now is the mayor has handed it over to the commission. And so that's what the numbers are in this report here that indicates. So when I see FY 26 requested, that was the departmental request. And then the mayor received, or mayor recommendation, that column reflects, once the manager's office advised the mayor, that's what the mayor then translated over. So I've got that right so far? Wonderful. So then I'm curious to know, I see salary and benefits, and then general fund. And I see, looks like, basically I want to know what, just real quick, what was the reason, if there's a quick summary of what was not carried over by the mayor and the mayor's office to the commission? Why is there a drop of 138K of what we requested? I see salary and benefits, 1,356.1 was requested, and what has now been handed over to the commission is 1,218.4. I see that drop there. I'm just curious to know what got, what did not survive that part of the process.
Probably because 2 positions were asked for.
And currently
he's
only one has
recommending
been, okay? And like you said, the half of the
half
year's
of the year.
worth of one full-time,
Mhm.
okay? And then I'm curious to know about if there's a couple of big items, or is it a bunch of smaller items that didn't survive the same process from the general fund? 1743.3 to 1601.6, the 142.
It's the same numbers.
Okay,
So the top shows the breakdown between salaries and operating, and the bottom shows sources.
okay,
So in the case of this department, unless something unusual happens, all of the expenses live in the general fund.
gotcha, okay. So then if I'm understanding correctly, then it's the bulk of what's there, what did not make it, what got lost in translation was just the requested additional position did not carry forward through that. Okay,
There
there's
was-
nothing else that was
There
lost
was
in the
additional
shuffle.
asked for in operating, but a smaller amount was proposed.
Gotcha, okay. So then as far as we're aware, like, is there, because I know as you alluded to, at this part of the process, there is still discussion to be had by the commissioners. And if there were something that was alarming about this, we could, if we wanted to, reach out to commissioners and appeal to them. Is there any big item that we're aware of that didn't make it or was not requested that we think should be brought before them? Okay,
I know.
I just wanted to stop and check about that, because I know next time we meet, it'll be pretty much
Yeah.
over.
And what I'm hearing is they asked for 2. And 1 was proposed by the mayor, so I think that's the big item.
Gotcha. And I just want to be sure that was accurate.
Shows this reduction. But on that note, I was gonna propose to the rest of us to at least do a letter to the clerk. I assume the 5 of us are probably in support of an additional full-time position.
That's right, because the mayor's recommendation does not guarantee that the commission will carry it forward. They might, second guess that. So that's true. That would be worth something if we wanted to.
Yeah, so,
And
We
we need
can-
to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, we could amend the agenda and add that on there and talk about a letter if we wanted to.
And remembering that we had discussed with some of the commissioners about some budget things. You guys remember?
Mhm.
So I think it would be good if we wrote to reference that, because they seem like they want to cooperate, because I think they found out that, I'm sure in the back of their mind, but, and I know it's money restraints too, but I even heard one of them say that they could see where certain things were needed.
And then one of the things that the 3 of us have talked about, I think, is Athens-Clarke County's budget process from the director's standpoint, the staff standpoint, for operating kind of ramps up around December. And so, what I recommend is that the leadership from the department check in with the board to find out what your thoughts on priorities are, in addition to sharing what their own might be, and see where the alignment is. And there absolutely may be times where you all are prioritizing something that a director doesn't, and that's fine. But where there is alignment, it will help to go smoother, so that, because what we are trying to avoid is staff works hard to get something through a budget initiative, and then late, we find out that, oh, well, we actually really wanted to prioritize additional language access or whatever, and it's like, okay, now it's kind of chunky to move it in.
I love the passive aggressive commentary here.
Well, I'm living in
I
a
already knew
special
what you were getting
budget
to.
world right now, so.
I just had to call that.
So anyhow, I think that's one area it's not common for our other departments, but they also don't have to work so hand in hand with a board.
Right.
Okay.
And then my approach in transparency is if staff don't support something in their request, they would just tell you, like, here's what I submitted.
Mhm.
And you all have the full prerogative to work through the manager's office, mayor and commission, as you fit.
Because I believe the chapter 21 or title 21 says the board shall set the budget, but I think we have our other enabling legislation that kind of undoes that a little bit, so. um, I'll come back to the letter question in a moment. Anything else related to the director's report?
I just wanted, while we're finishing up being paused about the budget, I understand, Manager Saunders, you had expressed interest and enthusiasm back in January, having served in the trenches with us so much, wanting to fight for us to see as much of this carry through as possible. I know that these numbers sort of kind of glide over and gloss over how much work has gone into it. So thank you for your part in getting at least that much to carry through.
Sure, and, credit to the department and, former director Sosaby. She came armed with information that made a convincing argument in addition to what, we all have experienced and seen in our own work, where she had done peer research on other departments and what the national recommendation was, and so it made it an easier yes.
Mhm.
And I'm sure that's even more helpful because I understand the budget climate right now, the federal funding has suddenly gone dry with the last of the COVID stuff anyway. So it's good to see that some of this didn't hit the chopping block yet, so.
And I think in total, there was around 40 some odd positions requested across the government, and we recommended 9.
Wow, we're very lucky then.
So,
We're very lucky then.
so thank you to y'all for helping Director Sosby make that case so strongly, and thank you for carrying that forward through. So, that's what I had, thank you.
And then I have a question for the attorney. Can we write a letter via email, like, I send a draft to the board members and we kind of go through death by editing over email? Is that allowable, or does a draft need to come and a special meet, like, how can we do this efficiently?
You want to accomplish it
So
very quickly, right?
let's assume the 5 of us want to write a letter in support of this position. Could I or another board member send a draft to the other 4 and say, what do you think? And then we can exchange a few emails and reach a point that everyone's in agreement via email.
No, I mean, you could certainly send the draft. Could you send the draft, reconvene to just, like, as a special call meeting to?
We could, but I guess I'm hoping to do this via email because it's all still an open record,
Yeah, of course.
right,
Just-
of doing that. But do you see any problems with that, or would you rather we?
I'd rather you get back together, but if that's not possible.
Yeah. I'm leaving town at the end of next week, and I don't want to burden them with throwing together another meeting, so.
Because
Yeah, oh, go ahead.
it would culminate in possibly a resolution that we are resolved that this is what we wish, or we're requesting, that, and that would be a motion.
That's the ticky point, right? I think the culminate, like the collaboration, right? That's all open records, that's fine. But the point at which you decide that this is what we're sending on, that feels like that should be done in a public setting, like for open meeting purposes.
Could we preemptively decide that now, and then the motion be we intend to edit via? Like I said, I'm just trying to save staff time and
No,
my
I
own
get it.
personal time actually to come back.
Go ahead, Mr. Schmidt.
Could, I understand that it would carry them, whatever maximum amount of weight it would carry the most weight if all five of us have, we're hereby resolved, this is our letter, thank you, please do this.
Mhm.
But also, could we not do what you're proposing? We work out the language and then each of us personally reach out to the clerk or the commissioners directly with that language that we worked on. That would not be a board initiative, that'd be.
Good, my vision on the letter was rather simple.
Okay.
Just, we support this position, it's needed. Please reference the information provided by staff. You know, something very simple, so we could knock out
Could you
2 paragraphs
Right
here. Yeah,
could you just do it right now? Since you're in a meeting? Yeah.
fine with me.
There we go, problem solved.
What's your idea?
Thank God I'm here.
Well, first of all.
We were all thinking it.
First of all, let's amend the agenda.
Right.
Under new business, so the floor is open to amend the agenda
But hang on, where'd it go?
to discuss a potential letter to the mayor and commission in support of the budget, requested budget.
Request that, what you just said.
Okay, so you're making that motion?
Making a motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right. Did you catch that?
Motion by Ms. Riley to amend the agenda by under new business. This is the first item, so drafting, yeah, sure, drafting
A simple letter,
simple letter.
say for whatever word you want to use.
Drafting
Simple,
simple letter.
basic, whatever
Sure.
word you want to use.
Short.
Short, even better.
Short letter, requesting,
In support
In
of the
support.
proposed budget submitted by staff.
okay,
Because I wouldn't want to limit the letter to
sure,
proposed budget submitted by mayor, because obviously we support 2. So that's the.
right, gotcha,
Right.
okay, all right. And then I have motion by Ms. Riley for that, if that still sounds okay.
Mhm.
And then seconded by, who was it again?
Mr. Would you read them back?
Sure. I have a motion by Ms. Riley to amend the agenda by adding under new business, drafting short letter in support of proposed budget submitted by staff, seconded by Ms. Till.
Perfect. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Agenda is amended. Now, we will move on to old business, which was precinct change at request of community partner, 15 minutes staff.
I don't think we'll need 15 minutes
Sure.
unless you have a lot of questions.
Yeah, you could just give us an
Okay,
update.
so the update is a notice about the change was posted in the Athens Banner Herald on Sunday the 4th and Sunday the 11th. Athens Political Nerd and the Athens Political Nerd is just a local, like, political blog. And the Communications Department posted notices on social media about the change, as well as communications, posted them on our website. New precinct cards, I saw the request come through today where we just need to let them know to print them and send them out, so that's all set. So they will arrive on time. We've sent a report concerning the change to the Secretary of State's office and the State Election Board. And yesterday, in my little car, I picked up the 4x4 sign that has to be placed at Timothy Baptist Church. And we will locate 3 other locations to put out notification of the change. And then I think we've fulfilled all the requirements for it. Mhm.
Now that we have 14 minutes left.
Okay, well, I
Any
can,
questions?
questions, and then I have another update about another location that I just want to throw in there.
Yeah, why don't you just,
Okay, so I received a call yesterday from Dr. Askew, who's in charge of CCSD operations. He let us know that at Gaines Elementary School and Cedar Shoals High School, there's some significant construction going on, which we did not know about, we're not informed about until just now. After having a few conversations with him and then someone else in the SPLOST office who's in charge of some of the construction at Cedar Shoals, Pam and I have a meeting set for next week to go out to Cedar Shoals High School and look at other locations within the building that we might be able to go, because currently the Fine Arts building where we normally are is, gutted, is the way he put it. So we won't be able to be in there. But we're gonna look at the gymnasium and what other possible rooms inside the main campus that we could use so that we don't have to. It's getting a little late to try to do this entire process again and I don't know where we
School will
would
be
go.
out, So,
School will be out. I mean,
unless they have something,
it's mostly the fact that the building is just really not available to us because it's under construction.
Sure.
So we've just got to find another place on the property where we can go. So that's the upside. If there is no other place on the property, then we'll have to quickly figure out where AB is going.
volunteers.
Go through this process. But it looks like everything will work out okay. I'm being positive about it. And I'll have more information after next Thursday.
And then, I guess, if
about-
Gaines didn't work, Hillsman's right there, but
So
And what was the other place?
Gaines Elementary School, that's the polling location for 8A, precinct
Oh, okay.
8A. So, the first thought was, well, we could just do what we did with 7A and 7B and combine 8A and 8B. But as you can see by everything we've gone through in the last month, there's a lot to get ready for that process. There are ways to do that in an emergency situation where you don't have to meet all of these requirements, but we have to get notification to the voters somehow, in time to tell them, the 8B voters, where to go if we have to change the address.
Now, this is for the June?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow, fast approaching.
I mean, surely the entire.
Gotta get around.
Giant school, there has to be.
Yeah,
You gotta
we
think outside the
like-
box.
That's why I'm positive about it. We feel like the gymnasium will
And
probably be fine.
which day are you coming or going?
Thursday afternoon at 4.
Okay,
Mhm.
I was gonna invite myself, but I cannot make that time.
So, sorry.
Oh.
Well, if any board member can make that time and you want to come, you're welcome. Just let me know in an email and I'll make sure you have all the information.
And as you were saying, in extreme emergencies like we're always under, that when you do this survey of the school, there are maybe just some basic things that we would have to adhere to and let the others fly.
Well, there are basic ADA requirements that we have to adhere
Right.
to. We can figure out the electricity and there isn't that much equipment going out, so that part shouldn't be too difficult. It's parking and finding somewhere that's ADA accessible. But I think the gymnasium will work.
And this is 4 o'clock at Cedar Shoals?
Mhm. If you're gonna come, though, Lisa, let me know so we know to look for you in case.
I gotta ask off.
Okay.
Do you think that there would be things that could be done if the ADA is not really there, that we could make it work, or are there?
We're gonna do everything we can to make it work.
I
If it's a
believe-
ramp, we have a couple of accessible, like portable ramps
Yeah.
that we can take out and
Yeah,
things like that.
okay.
We'll pour some concrete if we need
Yeah.
to. I'll put
Rocky's
my
on board
boots
for
on
that.
and get the boom around.
Yeah.
We can put our handprint in them.
It's a school, so it should pretty
It's-
much
it's-
be, you
It
know,
should
it
be,
should be
yeah.
not needing too much, cause, you know, they have to be ADA compliant with all the students they have.
Exactly.
A few
Yeah.
years ago,
Teachers.
the Gaines, elementary principal was not the most cooperative. Is it still the same person?
Oh, no, this is Cedar Shoals High School, so.
Well, isn't there also, Gaines School also have a,
Yeah, but their construction, I don't have as much detailed information about that one yet, but it's not happening in the room where we're going to be. It's just sort of happening around that room,
sure.
so,
This is the 22nd, right?
yes, did I say
Okay.
20th? I think I just said next Thursday, but yeah, the
You
22nd.
said next Thursday,
Oh, next Thursday.
the 22nd.
He wanted to wait until the kids are out of school. and then
I
go.
could probably do that. I need to double check, but
Okay,
why don't you check if you can, and then if you cannot, I most likely can.
okay.
All right,
That's all.
any questions? All right, let's write a letter. New business. Under the amended agenda, item 1 is writing a letter to the mayor and commission, or discussing the possibility of writing a letter and then going from there. So am I correct in my assumption that we all
Wish I had one.
are in support of a letter?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Doesn't matter anyway.
The concept, okay, I love it.
Is it appropriate for me to ask for an addition to your letter? I don't know if you can do this, but if we can't get the position, can some of that money be rolled into the operating budget instead of losing that entire? Maybe they could fully fund the operating budget to the amount that was asked for.
I wish Andrew was still here, because I feel like I've heard in my public life, public employed life, that salary and operating always. are
Yeah, they're
two
separate. They're separate, but I
buckets.
guess my thing was if there is money for the employee, and then they decide not to fund it, could some of that money go into just,
Then I wonder
or are
if
they
you
looking
know,
at-
We could look at too, we could do some classification, at least for the clerks, for the election clerks positions.
So that's what you would want to put in your letter.
All right.
I mean, if it's, do you
Can you
know?
get
I mean,
some
is it,
figures?
are they looking at a
Here,
separate
here,
bucket for
information.
salaries?
Yeah.
It's me. I know, I probably know less about the budget process.
Yeah, because the allocation for the operating budget was only like an extra $1,000.
Well,
So it's,
So,
What?
this is a big ask,
For
but
an
is that
election
TV
I'm pretty sure
available?
it's either
Put this
1,000
letter up.
or 35. I have no idea how to operate that TV. This is my second time in this conference room.
May I try to, at least try?
Because I think that will make this a lot more efficient. We're working on the fly here. That's what we do. The Athens-Clarke County office,
Nimble.
flexible.
That's how we roll.
It is, it is. Adam's gonna pull a magic HDMI cable right out of his backpack.
There he is. Come on, Adam.
so
If not, I have,
there, they did have one position, not two.
Right.
Okay, so it's the one position we want to write the letter to ask for.
Mhm.
if I have my MacBook, we could probably AirPlay it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just
Get that
thinking,
right.
if they found 41, if the manager's office felt that there would be 41,000 available for the position, but then the commission didn't fund it, would even a slight amount of that money be available to go into the operating budget to meet what was asked for? I don't know if it can be or not.
Another ask, but could one of you call Andrew and ask him that question?
Oh, he had to leave.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a question he's gonna know the exact answer to, whether that can even be done or not.
Yeah, and that will save us some
How to
time.
work, yeah.
One
There we
way or
go.
another.
More adaptability. Can you mind MacBook? You can get that ready. Thanks.
Ta-da.
This will take you a couple of minutes.
Is it charged? Ooh, look at that.
Is it fun?
We're gonna do this, as we'll get started.
Right.
Need dinner. So what the science teacher
Tech
live,
guy.
live.
It hasn't worked yet. This is true, we have a board behind this.
With the between the children's librarian and the science teacher. And the attorney. Miss Jill, we'll make this happen.
That's a kind word. Thank you.
We could print legibly too. So we can-
Oh,
You can letter, like,
Jim, you can't use the internet. Ms. Willard, do I spy cookies down
Yeah, but somebody else's name on
there? I think you spelled my name wrong.
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Chair. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it.
Okay, well, if I can connect to the internet, I can make this happen.
Yeah. I mean, I can go.
Here, just let's mirror on this so we can.
Yeah, most of them that they did now touch.
What you wanna do?
Is there like AirPlay? There was a message that popped up. Cast or something.
Okay.
Maybe that little computer symbol, no.
That one.
Mm.
See if it- okay. Put this right here.
Oh, there.
Wait, there it was.
Ah. That's no. It's a-
Okay, so the money all comes out of the general fund at this point? He said he feels like it's better to just, so just ignore what I said. He
Right.
feels like it's better to just say what you're in support of, and then if you're fully in support of, if you're in support of fully funding the operating budget to what was asked for by staff, you can
Use
say that too.
language, okay.
Mhm.
Well, remember that, please, or we.
Fully funding.
The operating budget. And you don't, he said you don't really have to be specific about numbers or things like that, because they have access to everything. They'll be able to see what was
Okay.
asked.
So do they all
Cause I
have,
wondered if you could just connect it to
Director Sosby's,
television.
I could plug it in.
Numbers?
VGA to
so
HDMI.
we can refer to
We
that?
have a VGA, this guy to HDMI. So I need,
Do we have one of those over
if we
there?
have this guy to HDMI. I
Do
can
we
use-
have, can I have the remote for the TV? We can work on that in the meantime.
They're a good TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll add an HDMI cable to my wish list.
Add it to the budget.
There we go.
And all PS, may I also get a?
We further resolved it. So it's got a web browser. I can pull up, if I can pull up Google Doc.
I need 2 minutes to make this happen.
Wait, linger there for a second, so it was right in here, right, Lisa, there it is, oh.
Uh-oh,
There it is.
So,
airplane. Great. Right on.
Look at this.
Boom. Nice.
Hold on. Okay, choose this device. Come on, device. It's not showing.
Do you have to be on the network?
Mhm.
Mine's being weird.
Might be it, because,
I had to hotspot my phone to be able to get on the internet here.
did they like turn the ACC guest off?
Yeah, I don't think ACC, I don't know really.
Something happened.
We
Yeah.
haven't used ACC guest in a
You
long
happen to
time.
know what the facilities one is?
Hang on.
Cause I always
Yeah.
log in on the employee.
What?
Wi-Fi? Here, no, never mind.
Employee, yeah. What is employee just?
Yeah, they got
used for
ACC employee.
Email?
Yeah, but I don't know if you'll
But
be
it's
able to do
locked.
it from your
They
device.
got guests too. I don't know whether it's working.
Is guest showing up?
It's a ACC guest on Secure Network.
Okay,
Yeah.
And it checked me in and it's working.
try it, see if that works, if you have it.
Okay, now no internet connection.
That's what mine was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the wall that I hit.
Trick me. Won't fool me again.
Well,
Yeah, I have a draft.
okay.
And then you guys can,
Practice. Adam, then.
Sir?
If we're doing a draft, you do the typing. I'll work.
What
on
have you got?
it.
okay, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We, the Board of Elections, would like to
Mhm.
express our support for the proposed, full-time position requested by the Office of Elections We also support the proposed budget given for operations by the Office of Elections. We understand you have all needed data to show that this proposal is appropriate and needed for the safety, quality, and accuracy of the voting public in the Athens-Clarke County,
Very good,
something like that.
very good.
Nice.
There might be some buzzwords like the safety, quality, and accuracy of the voting for the voting public
Mhm.
instead of,
Sure.
I don't have my computer, so this is,
You bailing on this?
What?
Are you bailing on this? You'll pass that right down. I have another idea. Well, nice idea.
okay.
Sorry, Miss Whitman. Thank you.
Can you let Pam in? Lisa, if you see Pam come back, can you let her in? Cause that door will be locked.
If you go back to that one where I got the airplane from,
Hmm?
does your thingy have?
Just watch for her at the window.
Let's see what you're doing. Is there like a Chromebook version of Chromecast or something that's on there?
We'll do it a little more Stone Age than that.
Okay.
Oh, they don't have any wild land. Okay.
Is it touchscreen?
Okay.
It's made a lot easier if it's touchscreen. Miss Lisa, would you mind tapping that to see if like the letter W works?
Hit the W.
Okay, 2 hours later, we're gonna get it, it's fine. So I can, as long as that's on the internet, I can make this happen. It'll happen.
Meaning,
No,
I'm-
that's my fault.
I'm 2 minutes away from having this up on the screen.
No, no,
If it's worth it for us to do.
you're doing it.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I like to sit on the leg.
Okay, let's see.
Do that quite
Okay.
often.
Lisa or Pam or Lisa, would you mind typing?
Oh,
If you'll start typing bit.ly.
is there a work
Yeah.
laptop?
Start typing a web address.
ACC laptop?
bit.ly.
You mean I got it like.
Yeah, that's right. Then you mash the enter, there you go. And then it.ly, and I'll jump in with the rest of it by the time. We'll see if it works.
Ugh.
I know.
If we had it.
IT.ly.
Yes, ma'am. No.
Okay, where am I? Okay, here we go.
You got the IT.
Yeah.
I think that's on the bottom.
Right there, sleeping bag.
Okay. Create link. Go. No, stop. Give me the link.
Okay,
Okay, and then just slash somewhere. Yes, down by the underscore under letter C. Okay. I'll take it from here. Thank you.
you're welcome.
What's the?
Right? Because that, yeah, what he did was the frustrating part. I would have thrown this thing across the room. KM. No.
This has inspired me to also carry an HDMI cable. I have every cable, but also.
You gotta have all the different types, even the
Yeah, it's
convert.
not just the,
Yeah.
However, in the future, if we had an ACC laptop, we could have just, I don't know why we didn't think about that 5 minutes ago.
Oh, no, he did it.
Well, hang on.
Maybe.
All right, so this is, clean this up.
Well done.
Now. So, there. All right, here we go. Can I zoom? Nope, I can make it bigger for y'all.
Font
Wait.
size 97.
Yep. Don't know. All
Do we
right,
need to
so-
put and voter registration?
Sure, yep, so now we can, good. Is that big enough for people to see or should I make it larger?
No, that's good.
So, or typos, sorry.
Yeah,
We, the members
okay.
of the,
And this is internal, so we don't have to be all Athens-Clarke County Board of Elections, right? This is internal to the county, so, right?
I mean,
If it's
I
external, I'd be like,
could just spell it all out, but
You can just put ACC.
sure, I'll do that, yep. Okay,
Should we say elections and voter registration? Do we have to do that? Board of Elections and,
elections and voter registration.
well,
Best registration.
wait, where are you at?
Isn't it probably, right,
No,
Requested by staff.
by the staff of the,
or by the elections department. We are now the elections
with the
department.
You're the
Really?
Elections
Uh-huh.
Department? I wondered what the name
That's
was.
all right,
a while ago.
by the staff of the, okay. Okay,
Is it small e, little d?
is that our official DBA now? Is that
It's an official.
great?
so we can prove it.
By the staff. The election.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay,
Did you propose one or two? It looks like you proposed two.
You proposed two,
Mm-hmm.
but, so you need to say the one,
So
The additional one, or it looks
the
like.
one recommended. You
I would-
need to say the one recommended by the mayor.
I would not back us into that corner because if a commissioner decides they want two on that day, then why would we back ourselves in the corner for one?
Well, then do you want to say proposed full-time positions, because there were
Yeah,
two?
I was gonna
Yeah.
suggest the
There you
word
go.
two, but positions were
Yep.
requested by the elections department staff, okay. We also support the proposed budget given for. Yes, but I think we can make that sentence a lot better.
Okay. Proposed operations budget.
What is the?
Wait a minute.
What is the? General funds or operating general funds?
Operating budget.
better?
Good sentence.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think on the third paragraph, we could put some high level bullets or maybe one or two more sentences with slightly elaborating a little more as to why we support this. Possibly, yeah.
It's like those are like
For the voting public.
four, okay,
Yeah,
that's what you were saying before, sorry about that. Okay,
and then, on that third paragraph, I'm thinking, the supporting documents submitted by staff show the need for additional full-time positions,
Yeah.
something like that.
as part of the same paragraph or a new?
I would
What-
think that it's related. I would think it's related. The same paragraph, maybe.
Yeah.
Feel like this is stronger, a stronger close,
Mhm.
Then,
You
yeah.
can swap it around.
right? Like, but, yeah.
Mhm.
right. But then, okay, fair, just a little bit.
I would say instead of safety, we could say secure elections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, what does our mission statement say
Right.
regarding accuracy or maybe from our oath, true and perfect or something, whatever those.
The mission statement of the department is at the top.
There you
If
go.
you-
Okay,
I mean, you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
have it.
sorry, sorry,
Give that to him.
is that right?
So
Sorry.
just put it in there.
Right. The book, so just for reference, we have board mission statement here.
I'm just gonna talk out loud.
That's the board mission statement, which I know is not the same as the,
We
Is it? No, no.
understand you all have
okay,
the
Uh,
needed data to show that this proposal is appropriate and needed for the conducting of secure elections that ensure true and perfect returns for the voters of Athens-Clarke County. Group editing is like a nightmare. I feel bad for everyone in this room.
It's all good.
Is this what happens in your office, Courtney? You guys,
Yeah, well, we do it on the email.
Oh.
No, I know, I'm the big buzzkill, I told you you couldn't,
yeah,
but,
I know.
and then I don't follow my own rules. Nothing in our office is open meetings. I know, this
That's-
is good, it's a good team building.
Can't see them. All right.
We had to stay up here, not down here, remember?
All right, let me make this small enough we can see what I just put, because I'm not sure why. I don't wanna break it, don't break it, don't break it.
What in the world?
I wanna scroll down, but I can't.
Oh, look at this.
So let's make this small for now. So now we can see the board mission statement and then the mission statement of the office, I guess, staff, department.
Mhm.
What is AC Farrell?
It says Athens-Clarke County Elections and Voter Registration Office. I've got the wrong name for so long.
That's not right
No,
either.
that's not
That's
it.
not it.
I guess that's from when we made the mission statement, but that's not what it is.
Elections and registration.
Right, it's the legal
It's
name.
just the elections department.
Elections
The name.
department.
They are,
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
The board is.
The board.
they are the board of
Mhm.
elections and voter registration.
Yeah, and you guys are the department,
So.
which is good, cause it used to confuse me.
Why are those two bullets there? I know I was the one.
Wait a
that
minute.
suggested bullets.
So our mission statement apparently is the first one. The staff mission statement that is in the budget, or
But they're
This gives you some
Department.
buzzwords to
yeah,
work
just
from.
to pull from, right? So.
yeah, but they're the department, office, Department of
We're
Office.
just the elections department.
Oh,
The
the
last
elections department.
sentence,
That's it.
or starting at to maximize, in the first bullet, last
Yep.
sentence,
Uh-huh.
I think that, captures what I was trying to say in the third paragraph above. We need this position because it does highlighted.
Just to go back up here then, you're talking about something like maybe replacing,
And also, that second sentence, can it just be rolled into the first paragraph where it says proposed full-time positions and the operating budget proposed by them?
There you go.
right? Rocky, is this what you mean?
It's not showing.
Oh, shoot, sorry.
Yeah.
It's almost a good idea. There, so that, what I've just tried to do is this. These positions, of course, but
Full-time positions and operating,
Okay.
operations up there in that first sentence.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm trying to read what you're highlighted though.
Okay.
These positions are needed to accomplish our stated mission of maximizing yes. So I think that's good. I think are needed could be
Operations.
stronger language. Can we have some attorney language for are needed? What's some good words?
Oh, wait, what was the question? I zoned out, sorry.
Currently, the fourth paragraph on the screen. Is there some stronger language you could recommend to us, in those third and fourth words are needed?
You don't like those?
I think it's okay. Yeah, cause I don't think they're gonna focus
don't
on
need-
that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can take that second paragraph out.
Second sentence paragraph.
Mm,
thank you.
Yep.
yeah,
Okay,
they
now-
already have enough stuff to read over there.
Good job.
We, the members of the Athens would like to express our support for the proposed full-time positions and operating budget requested by the staff. I think that's great. The supporting documents submitted by staff show the need for additional full-time positions. We understand you have all needed. We
You
understand.
have all the needed.
I don't think you need the word all, but you have the
The
needed.
needed.
You have
Yeah,
the, yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
Sometimes, side note, sometimes in my free time, I take Adam's long emails and summarize them into 3
So you
sentences.
do?
Yes, I do.
great
I do
thought.
life.
You can take the word that out. That is always a useless word. Show this
That's what my high school
proposal.
English teacher told me.
I know.
Uh-huh.
That would be-
Yeah, that one, that.
We understand that you have
You're
the
right. it
needed
was
data
necessary.
We
to
understand
show
we
this
have the needed
proposal
data.
is appropriate and needed for the secure.
This is kind of where we blurred into this right here, right? This is where Rocky was proposing this. method.
Yeah, I feel like,
Safety, didn't you use another word instead of safety?
Secure.
Secure.
Yeah, you can take safety out.
yeah, I think we just deleted safety.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
you can take safety out.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't think the word quality is needed.
okay,
yeah, take the,
Secure and accurate.
take the V out.
okay,
That's for the secure and accurate.
okay.
Well, in the first paragraph, you
Voting
mentioned
process, I
full-time
guess.
position and operating
Accurate
budget,
and
but
accuracy.
you don't.
Okay, you can double up there.
Okay,
What did you say, Lisa McGlynn?
In the first paragraph, you mentioned full-time positions and operating budget, but you don't mention that anywhere else. You just say full-time positions, so.
What, tell us what,
Oh,
since we don't operate with the budget, tell us why that's important. And then we put it in there.
Well, the basic reason is we would like to not have to ask for contingency funding every
Okay.
election, because
Oh,
we
there
go
you
over,
go.
or every budget year, because we seem to go over budget.
This is a political comment I'm about to make, but I think it's a bipartisan comment. I would say, given the current political climate, adding this additional funding that was requested would prevent us from having to come forward for a budget amendment. Which,
I
Ask
think you
for
can,
contingency funding.
or,
I don't think you have to say the political climate.
I think.
The
you wanna leave
requested
that out.
budget would eliminate the need to request
Additional
conditional
funding.
funding.
do they
Well,
not call it amended here?
they call it over limit requests
Oh, okay.
Over limit. Oh,
or contingency funding. either way.
Okay. It's, I mean, it's all, we're all saying the same thing.
yeah.
I got a little editorial there. But is it true that every year we pretty much had to go in and ask for every election year?
It's been, yeah.
Don't you remember Charlotte saying, I hate to go in front of the commission again?
That was my impression. I wanted to be sure that's true.
Yeah.
Like, so the idea here is that if only you would give us what we asked for, hey, we won't actually come back and ask for the
And the
difference.
reason why I use the word political climate is it's almost all but a guarantee that nearly every race is going to be so razor thin that it could potentially lead to runoffs is,
Runoffs or
You know,
recounts, or
right.
there's
Recount,
always
yeah.
contingencies that it's impossible.
I mean, that's
for.
something you could list is runoffs, recounts, audits.
Or just.
Qualification changes,
Oh,
we just have to
yeah.
go through that
Just
we can't
unexpected
anticipate.
elections and.
Yeah. Because of the current climate, some private entities do not feel comfortable. I'm not saying add that part, but
Mhm.
I think if we just list out why the contingency funds happen, regardless of the climate, that's what happens. That way we don't get into trouble.
Why can't I say that?
locations,
Why did the word just leave me? Obstacles,
Obstacles.
obstacles.
yes.
And in last election cycles, obstacles have,
Reoccurring obstacles.
There we go.
sure, that's right.
Okay, but we don't want to start a sentence with a proposition, so, or preposition.
Adam's a
So-
science teacher, let him be.
Obstacles. We've encountered recurring
We have-
obstacles in each election cycle of the last election cycles. So we start the sentence out with we and put the in each of the last election cycles after that.
Got it. I'm with you. Sorry, I was finishing that thought. Okay.
Okay,
In each of the, okay, these obstacles have?
I think we should list the few things I just mentioned, because
Yeah.
I'm not sure that any of the 11 of them know what we're referring to when we say obstacle.
Sorry.
Okay, so, but Lisa, you had the obstacles.
Oh, okay, so I said, such as
Polling location change.
polling location changes,
Runoffs.
potential runoffs,
Audits or candidate requested audits.
candidate requested recounts.
Yeah.
And,
And audits, I mean, whatever.
Rich limited on it, state limited.
and unfunded state mandates.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Exactly,
Ooh, yes.
At the state and federal level.
Yeah.
Okay. Accommodating our request staff. Is preclude the right word to use here?
Well, we haven't had these.
Hopefully.
We've been able to do this.
Preclude.
Will,
We're getting better, Ted.
will eliminate the need for us to request. Right, sorry, never mind. So we'll- yeah, there we go.
Instead of,
All right, so-
limit the need for requesting contingency funding.
Mhm.
Cause we don't know that we won't still need it.
That's correct.
I think that's a good,
You need to go back,
clean it up. I
Yeah.
think that's a good,
go back to your third and fourth paragraphs. You wanna do something with those.
All right, let me make this fit a little better on the screen so we can see it better, okay? All right, 2, 3, these positions, all right, what you got?
Just read your third and fourth paragraphs. They don't
These positions.
make a lot of sense.
Okay, all right, yes, so once upon a time, the idea there was to tie this back into mission statements. We have a mission statement, staff has a mission statement. This, we just plugged in our board mission statement here. Do we plug in staff mission statement also?
I don't know, but I feel like that once upon a time that you referenced was intended as the closing paragraph.
Right.
So,
I suggest we let it be the
Then it's
closing
not,
again.
it's not these positions, it would be
Right, these
this
requests.
budget.
this
or
budget, or this budget request.
The
Is needed,
budget request is needed,
or whatever.
right, I'm sorry, yes, is needed, sure, we'll fix that, we'll wordsmith that, moving it down, right? Moving it down to close
I
with,
think
This
that's a
budget
good
request
closer.
accomplishes our stated mission.
That's an end statement.
okay?
Sorry, didn't mean to get loud there.
Couldn't- I couldn't hear you say it again.
All right, so we're saying that fits better down here,
Yeah, we can clear those bullets now.
right? Cool,
I think you left them hanging in the second paragraph.
okay, Second
Where it says, we understand we have the needed data to show this proposal is appropriate and necessary
right,
for secure and accurate what? Secure
Accurate.
what?
right.
Accurate voting.
Elections,
Elections.
Elections, yeah.
thank you, that's where we lost the thread. For the voting public in Athens-Clarke County,
Yeah.
Sure.
okay? All right. And this ends up getting fleshed out, well, no, okay, so these last two things here, or these middle two things here kind of go together, right? So including these requested funds would eliminate what has been a perennial need for requesting funding. Okay, and that's introducing this, can't that kind of go there?
Just
But then we'll
do
tear it
one
down.
paragraph. Mhm.
We have encounter recurring option, well, that's also an introduction, that's an introduction. Did that go beginning of the paragraph?
What, say it again?
We have encountered recurring obstacles in each of the last election cycles, it's kind of introduction. Should that be moved up
Yeah,
here?
move that over.
Yeah,
Beginning of
yeah.
the paragraph, okay? Including these, well, hang on, then we name the obstacles. Right,
Mhm.
these have included. Wait, there, never mind.
This could have been like 42 emails.
Oh, it would have been a nightmare.
Okay, so now,
Thank you.
these obstacles such, all right, there we
I
go,
think
such
that's
as,
fine.
they have required us to request contingency funding, including these funds would eliminate it.
Well,
Here, these,
would limit.
these two, right, sure, I'm sorry. Now, these two sentences, these two sentences are saying the same thing now, right? This is two ways of saying the same thing, right? These two, we can Frankenstein them together, or we can get rid of one of them, right? They're saying the same thing.
Said that word, eliminate.
I think the second accommodating can just go away, can't it?
Is that okay with everybody? They're saying the same thing.
Mhm.
Okay, so then this will go away.
It's funny because I can hear your fingers.
Yeah,
and then, like, the
eliminate.
delay
It's a dangerous-
takes a minute.
Eliminate is a dangerous word to use.
Yeah, eliminate, we gotta get
Politics.
that
Comes
eliminated.
from the- All right, so here we go.
They don't like eliminate, they like limit.
I'm so sorry, you keep, I was there
New
before.
Lisa and Miss Wilson.
That's right, I apologize. I apologize.
Yeah. Don't use that word around budgets.
I know.
Ever.
All right. Okay. Okay. Obstacles, they can put this, these out to
A
the parts.
perennial need?
Yes, there we go. This is showing two different trains of thought that crashed. So. Right, where we have two separate things that we smushed together.
Okay.
So. No, I like, so hang on, how should this be rephrased? These have required us to request contingent funding, including these funds in the FY 26 budget would resolve this, would limit
Possibly limit.
what has been, there we go. Yeah. How about that?
These ongoing obstacles.
These ongoing, there we
Is
go.
there a word for ongoing, plus it's probably going to happen in the future?
That's
And
all.
keep going, yeah.
Yeah, that goes together, because you talk about,
Don't wanna come before you, but if we need to.
Okay. The word these is in there twice.
Okay. Got it,
These,
just
yeah, we don't need that.
including
Yeah,
staffs, including the departments,
yeah,
including the funds as requested by the department. I'm with you. I see what you mean. So these was what we were pointing out is a.
yeah.
give these a name.
Potentially limit?
Wait, hang on, we jumped, including, you don't like using the word these twice, is that right, Ms. Lisa?
Right.
Okay, so then,
Oh, well, I see. Those are two separate sentences. Wait a minute.
okay, oh, I see,
They are
okay. So
Okay,
good with that
we're good.
overview. What did you jump to then?
kind of
But
same
still, when
thing,
you're
but
writing, you don't use the same word repeatedly.
Yeah.
Right.
this is not going to the president, y'all. Let's get out of here.
If it was go, never.
Oh,
Including mentioned
okay.
funds,
Ma'am,
including mentioned funds.
I see,
yeah.
Above referenced.
Right, that always works.
Well, including mentioned funding requests in the fifth fiscal year 26 budget would possibly limit.
possibly, yeah.
That's
Okay,
a
fine.
lot of hedging.
I'm
It
just saying,
is
like,
a lot of
say it,
hedging.
say it. We're gonna solve all the problems. You give us the money, we're good to go. We promise we won't bother you for another year, easy.
That's what we trying to do.
But 6 months, 6 months to the next time we come around.
Might not.
Yes, we're losing
I
breath,
think
but
we just need to clean up what we.
Yeah.
Limit and then take out what has been a perennial need
Okay.
request, just limit, possibly limit
Request for contingency.
request for contingency funding. There you go.
Thank you, that killed a lot of.
beautiful. Yep, I love
Does
it.
it need to be oral requests?
Yeah. Request.
It's,
Oh,
lag, yeah.
gotcha.
Thank you.
Wow, look at this go. Okay.
5-paragraph essay. All right, good.
If we can keep it to one page, that's what they like.
And this
Mhm.
is size 18 right now, so it's gonna be fine. It'll fit perfectly.
Dear Mayor, we, the members of the Athens-Clarke would like to express our support for the proposed full-time positions on.
What is that? What is that? The supporting
Well,
document submitted
yeah.
by staff shows the need for additional full-time
We could,
position and operating budget.
we could take that whole first sentence out and put, just leave it, we understand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
There you go.
you have, okay, yeah, fine. And unfunded state mandates, and. That.
On the second paragraph, we understand you have the
I wouldn't
needed
do it.
data to show the proposal is appropriate and necessary
Mhm.
for the,
Mm-mm.
no,
Well,
hold
secure.
on, let me finish my whole thought. here.
Yep,
For secure and accurate election, for necessary to conduct secure
There you
and
go.
accurate
Mhm.
Yeah,
elections
yeah, that's good.
in Athens-Clarke County. Voting public is implied here.
There you go. That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah,
Have encountered. Like,
Required
Would that
us
be
or the
the-
department?
on,
required.
The department,
Yeah, the department.
the elections department, or
Mhm.
what, are you the
Elections.
Department of Elections or Elections
it's the
Department?
elections department.
Department.
Mhm.
How about in the third paragraph, instead of using obstacles twice,
Mm-hmm.
we might say, or some other word
needs,
there.
yeah,
There you go.
Okay,
I like the word need.
challenges, needs, what's? needs?
Challenges, challenges,
That's a more
Yeah.
positive word.
yeah.
Okay,
On the sentence prior to the one we just changed, the word last, could we say previous election cycles?
Mhm.
That way it includes more than just the most recent one.
You sure this isn't going to the president?
Kinda feel like it.
Yeah, but think it'll be
If
good.
my name is on it, I want it to be right.
So, yeah, so now read paragraph 4 closely, because you've got a lot of repeat. in
You
that.
really do.
Going off school, requires to request, okay? Yes.
You just got
Yeah,
request contingency funding twice.
Okay. Okay.
Including the
Okay.
mention,
Those
funding.
requests,
Okay.
there we go,
what if we put the
Would
last?
possibly limit
sentence?
such request. There you go.
maybe, is that,
The
Because you
ongoing obstacles of requiring the elections department to request contingency funding, including the mentioned funding request in the FY
Oh, wait.
'26 budget, but
This-
also that's,
is that the aforementioned or mentioned funding?
Wait a second. What if we took the last sentence where he's got his thing? That last
the-
sentence and then put
including-
it up there,
Yeah.
put it up there
Or
by
either.
mandates,
Yeah.
and then just take that
Let's see
other
what's left.
sentence out.
so you're talking about this right here?
Yeah. Then take that out.
Okay, take a look at it.
What does that look like?
I can always-
Put that, did you move that?
It's gone,
Okay.
wait back.
Yeah, cause it was kinda wordy.
this budget,
Which requests? Now there's no, so, okay, fine, limit requests for contingency funding. It
There
needs to be
you
at
go.
one time.
There you go.
There we go, okay.
Print.
this,
Got in, such challenges have included, and then the next sentence, including
Okay,
dimensions.
right, accommodating,
Approving,
approving, accepting,
Yeah, there you go.
granting,
Accept.
granting, any of those words work.
yeah, I was going to say before you read that, on the last paragraph,
uh-huh,
I recommend something, just closing it and acknowledging that their support
right,
and recognizing our request is appreciated. And it will ensure this budget request accomplishes. So it would go in front of this. And I think we could end on accurate information. So the last paragraph.
Yep.
something along the lines of your support or your ongoing support of the elections department ensures that this budget accomplishes our stated mission of probably a long sentence now, but
Probably let's not do that.
Well, I mean, I could see that this could then be where this goes. We're restating that, we're saying that, right? You're kind of,
yeah, I mean, when you're asking for something, you need to say,
Thank you.
well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for listening.
Take granting out.
If you do this, I will even more, you know, you gotta recognize what you've done in the past. Thank you for their time, and then,
Send us the money.
yep, write the check.
You're cash.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, I got sidetracked. You were, I would like to go?
I don't know, but
Okay.
I would like to close the letter with,
Something
you've
behind.
supported us in the past.
Right.
We appreciate that.
Right,
Please grant this request. Granting this request will do our stated mission.
okay,
I'm just gonna let you think about what I just said and then,
I
and
love
then
it.
we can clean it up. I think that's easy.
If you're gonna do that, then let's talk about their previous support.
Right,
Thank you for your previous
right,
support.
that's more of like, I'm sorry, that's more of like a,
Yeah, that's more like a homage, you know.
Considering your previous generosity.
What generous support?
Mm.
No, that's, don't.
Oh, yeah, you're pouring on thick when you're talking politicians.
Oh, yeah, but, I know who's sitting down there though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they really have been generous. They've granted everything we,
I think it would be appropriate.
yeah.
How many times?
Something-
I mean, I
You get my
hear you,
thank you,
Miss
something.
Willa. I totally hear you. I
But
get
every
what you're
time
saying.
Charlotte went to them, we got what we asked for.
In addition, the board got what it asked for
Yeah.
too. Except for that one time that was mentioned previously, that the staff didn't get.
it's, Ms. Willa, is that what you were, was kind of like, begin my thinking?
At this point, y'all just go ahead. I'm just watching, okay?
All right.
I'm tired.
Mhm. I definitely understand that. All right, so,
Letter writing meeting should happen between 8 AM and 11 AM only.
something like that, whatever. So. That sounds like a close to me, is what you're trying to say, right? I mean, I see what you're trying to do, trying to tie it together, but then you still want to close with this? You had mentioned?
Well, yeah, I mean, just tie those last two together and that's the close, is what I'm saying.
Okay,
And instead of sincerely, it could be something along the lines of, well,
your humble servant,
thank you for your time and consideration.
right.
Signed, the five of us.
Ooh. Make this feel a little better. Oop, there we go, all right. Margins,
I would say time
sure,
and consideration.
okay?
Okay.
Now, this is still kind of a,
Ongoing support of elections.
Now that would be coming from us, so it'd be our mission.
it was up here, wasn't it? Oh, we cut that, we cut that. We cut that.
Ongoing support of the election.
Oh, no, here we go, yeah, that's it, yeah, that's it, I'm sorry. There. Of, there, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Right.
yeah.
I think it's good, and let's read it one more time in its entirety.
Board of Elections and voter registration, isn't that us?
That is true.
Our name at the top there?
True.
And we use,
Definitely.
we spelled out Athens-Clarke County everywhere else, so you might as well.
True, we began by thinking this is internal facing, but okay,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Oh, the whole thing about contingency funding came out.
That's what I'm saying, like, that's kind
Oh.
of hanging there now, there's not really I mean, we all get it, clearly, hey, commissioners, if you will help us, this will not be a problem, but
Yeah, we just
These-
put that back in.
We have encountered
Each
recurring
time.
obstacles.
this has caused us something like
To ask for,
make multiple contingency requests, right?
Yes,
That's what's
yes,
right.
yes.
And then,
could we put in that list of reasons, could we put overtime in there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Someone going,
having
"Do
an
you think that's a
additional-
good?"
well, having an additional employee would help cut down on that. I mean, it might.
And that would just kind of go into a whole number.
This has caused us to make multiple contingency funding requests. Contingency funding requests.
okay. Is that,
This budget could minimize. Potentially minimize. Further requests or contingency requests. Possibly minimize. Because we can't guarantee it.
all right, but this does tie it together finally, that's,
Yeah.
we got that back in there now, we can wordsmith what it says, but
Um,
you don't like saying will minimize, will
No,
potentially
no.
possibly.
well, yeah,
Reduce,
well, we should say potentially minimize the number of contingency requests.
Well, if you're gonna put FY 26, there would only be one, usually.
One? Just one?
In a budget year.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh, okay, so we can take the number out then.
Mhm.
I'm thinking 2 elections, so.
reduce.
Well, normally
Well-
you wait until the end of the budget, almost the end of the budget cycle, when you realize that you're running out, and then you
Oh, I
request.
see.
So as proposed,
well,
this will eliminate the need for contingency funding.
Limit the need.
Sure.
I hate eliminate, because that's,
the number's one, we can't break down on half of one, it's gonna go from one to nothing, right? There,
Oh.
either, right there will be one. there won't be one,
I
is that right?
see, I see what you're saying, okay.
Right, is that right? Because when it's all
Yeah.
over with, there's a
I
request.
I would
Okay.
use the word for instead of in for FY 26, I feel like that's how
Okay.
finance people talk.
So then I guess, never mind, then,
Yeah, that makes sense then.
multiple's not really important.
Well, you were trying to say
Yeah.
multiple years.
Okay,
Yeah,
That's what the multiple.
But we
came
didn't
from.
know that it's a one-time thing.
I didn't know they do.
It just seemed like Charlotte would go in front of them multiple
Well,
times.
okay, you can go before the
Mhm.
manager and ask for a certain amount of contingency funding before you have to go to the mayor.
Or does the manager have a, like
Yeah,
a slush fund, so to speak?
yeah.
I
They have discretion up to a
Mm.
certain amount.
okay,
I need the date.
sure, but yep.
We need the numbers.
You should go over here.
Okay, so rather than, we would also like to express our support. Shouldn't it be yours or? We would like to request your support.
Oh, right, whoops,
Yeah,
there we go. Oh, wait, no, wait, no, no.
We'd like to
That's what it
express
says.
our support.
Our
for the
support,
proposed.
their proposal. But I guess we can go one step further and say request your support, huh?
we're
We'd
requesting
also-
you to support them. I mean, I think that us saying that implies that we're already supported, right?
Wait,
We request your support.
something like that. I don't know, down here, thank you for your time and favorable consideration.
Yeah, I feel, yeah, so the first 6 words of the second paragraph,
Would also, as opposed to also
Sure.
would.
You got to, would like to express gratitude, would like to express support.
Mhm.
Right.
Sure we do.
Any of the members of the Athens-Clarke County Board of Elections finally express a gratitude. We ask that you support the proposed.
There we go.
You support the same, there you go.
Okay.
Maybe, we can,
I,
I can back it up.
I feel like the first part is not necessary.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
You could put that
You mean just
That's
begin by,
it,
we
is
ask
it-
that you support the,
it-
Mhm.
in the first paragraph.
Yeah, from the first, yeah.
that?
Yeah. Which,
Okay.
you, yeah,
Because that, yeah, we would not be supporting it if we were not asking them to support it too.
right, that's
Sure.
what, that's the
Got
thing.
it. Well, hey, it's dinner time, I get it, yep.
Yeah, I'm on to the other two. Could that then turn, those first two be one paragraph?
Yeah.
Let's see what it's like.
Therefore, we ask that you support.
Yeah. I like a good therefore comma.
That leads into,
Oh, okay, yeah.
That works.
We understand you have the needed data. On that note, could we attach, is there an attachment? We could resend the needed data? No, okay.
They have all of, I mean, the budget proposal is huge. I mean, they
Right.
have that in,
I'm just trying to make it convenient for them to re-reference. You know what I mean?
Yep. Because it's possible that some of them might not have read it in a
Right.
I
while.
think,
Possible that many
In
of them
the-
didn't look at it.
Sure, possible.
I can probably only think of one that looked at it. We'll mention that one though.
I like it.
I'm a slow reader here.
Me too.
Oh, the comma after elections before the and at the very last has got to go.
Oxford comma,
Elections, that comma right
I'm an
there.
Oxford comma guy.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
I resign as secretary. You can do it, I resign as secretary.
No, we gotta leave it in?
I'm an Oxford comma guy. I'm an Oxford comma guy, I'm sorry.
Okay,
But, I'm sorry, I for one do not support that, but I can be out there without it, right?
it's okay.
this is Stroud and White,
Let's
that
see.
Strunk and White.
Shrunken
We're a
White,
deliberative
yeah.
body, I can be outvoted on
Yep.
this. I used to do 2 spaces after
I
a
think
period,
we're
but I stopped doing
3-2 on that one,
Yeah,
so,
we're gonna leave it in.
All right, that's
I love
fine.
my Oxford commas.
okay.
There.
Okay.
I think that's
That's
fine.
Right?
I think this is fine. I recommend someone else on staff give it one more pass tomorrow before it's sent, just because we're all tired and hungry and
Need to be careful.
generally think it's fine.
How is it being sent?
Well, I was gonna get to that.
Okay.
I mean, you can edit this without
Today's the
changing the
13th.
content, right?
Today's the 13th.
How's it being sent? My request / question is,
It's
can
the
we put it on letterhead, one?
It's the 13th.
And since it's going to the clerk, does it get hand delivered? Can someone walk it up, or what is the?
I don't know. I will have to find.
Today's Tuesday.
Yes. Will it not, 14th tomorrow? Should not be dated
No.
tomorrow, maybe?
Oh, okay.
Or,
But we did it today, so.
True. good point.
I can find out how it's sent. Either by email or
Okay,
lock it up.
All right,
thank you for your time and consideration. Do we need to do signed or just list of names?
Since
We have a letterhead where you're all listed at the top that I could put it on
Okay,
with your titles.
okay,
Sure.
that would be good. Make it official.
Let's notarize it too.
No.
Yeah, Just kidding.
You are fired.
If it's not gonna be signed, do we need the complimentary close?
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time and consideration to close.
Yeah.
Fine, sure.
Who's the clerk of commissions? Is that Jean Brown?
Yeah.
Think the name's doing a lot of it.
Or is it the
What's
other
she typing
lady?
down there? I can't see.
Just the. So, or if it's gonna be on the letterhead, then that can go away.
I would put member
Member.
until, and then we'll,
Thank you.
The letterhead has all that at the top.
sure.
So then, as far as style goes, should that then be not on it at the bottom also?
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to get out the Chicago manual here, but
APA.
I think that content is fine. Let's copy and paste that in an email to staff.
Yep.
I trust that they can put it in a letter and take it from there.
You can just sign it, Athens-Clarke County Board of Elections and voter registration members or something. We can
Yeah,
come up with a.
That's good.
At the bottom,
That
a
works.
salutation at the bottom. Or I can leave it like that, if you want to.
Okay,
I think that's fine.
so
Okay.
I am drafting, I've got that in the body of the email. This will go to.
Send it and then copy Pam. So we'll work on it in the morning.
And then we will copy. Great, okay.
Can you have the sheriff's office deliver this so they can send it to each commissioner's house?
Right. kick it there. 13:5. Okay, the text of it is now being sent. As far as the board official business side of things, should there be like a motion to?
Yeah, I was gonna say, the floor is open for a motion to approve the letter as drafted during the meeting.
Absolutely.
Motion, Ms. Ryder, to approve the letter as drafted during the meeting, seconded by Ms. Till. Sorry, I have a motion by Ms. Riley to approve the letter as drafted during the meeting, seconded by Ms. Till.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We got extra votes.
Aye.
All right.
Was good work.
Not done yet, hang on, whoa.
No, we're not done. Wait till you hear what I got next. Kidding. It's like, what?
Don't do it right.
All right, ready to move on?
I'm not on there.
Close this down. All right, next item
Oh,
are
Second page.
our announcements.
Mhm.
Ms. Riley, would you like to read the
My own
announcement
page.
so you're prepared for the June 20th meeting?
Yes, May 27th, advance voting begins for special primary election, Public Service Commission, and special election for the city of Winterville. Details at accgov.com/advance voting. Note, the 27th is a Tuesday due to Memorial Day holiday, June 10th at 4:30, 2555 Lexington Road, June regular meeting, and June 13th is the final day for advance voting. Adjourned.
Could we list the June 20th meeting on there too? The city hall certification meeting. Pre-certification.
301 City Hall. That was June 20th at 3 PM, 301 City Hall, pre-certification meeting.
Mhm.
I had that on my calendar. I had like.
So noted.
So did it replace it? Yes.
Good luck getting downtown. 'cause that's right
Certification meeting is
that's
on Monday
right,
at 10.
Kicking off.
Oh, that's not a requirement.
The law is the law. It's
Is
a
that a
requirement, right?
requirement for the board to be there?
Go through, did you ask her? I thought, does it have to be at City Hall? Can it be here?
Wait, we
Let's
went
get-
through this, didn't we, Lisa?
Mhm. the last time we did it in City Hall, because there's a lot of documents, so we just walked them upstairs
See.
and didn't have to bring all the documentation out here.
The streets will be closed,
Why would we be closed?
that's the Friday at Manifest, that
Sure is.
starts at 5.
Thought about it, it sure is.
So this nightmare unless you're,
Well, we have to,
Which- I mean, it's a lot of documents to bring, but it might be better to have it up here.
And you're not gonna find anywhere to park.
Right.
it's up to Pam at that point. She will be interim director, then I will
First official
pass it off to her.
Okay, well, what you got, Pam?
Just kidding. No, I agree with you for real. We can have it out here, right?
I believe so.
This is a lovely,
Confirm that there's no reason that we had, no legal reason we had it at City Hall,
There
right?
had been a law that was bandied about that was gonna require such
I
things
thought
to
so
happen.
too, but I just cannot recall.
We'll
right
get that
this
later.
I don't think so.
There's nothing that says the pre-certification needs
There was
to happen.
something though
That
that was
was
going
in the
around for
works,
a
right?
while. Do you don't recall that?
Because I had spoke to, one of the, our liaison, and he was thinking that they had also dismissed that portion of.
I kinda think so, too. I think that-
But
I will triple check that.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
Yes, you don't even have pre-certification.
Oh, but we have to have a meeting at City Hall before that. Remember we went down there last year?
I believe so.
Yeah,
But it wasn't particularly that, but we had to go down to City Hall.
okay, so I'll just confirm.
Okay.
and then you can send us
Yeah,
all
I
an
guess so we
email.
can find out.
And if it's required to be at City Hall, then
Yeah,
it
we'll have to
is.
be at City Hall, if not.
Whatever.
Then otherwise we'll have it out here.
Right.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay, final item on the agenda is to adjourn.
I so moved.
A second.
Okay, motion, Ms. Fambro. Second, Ms. Till, all those in favor of adjourning?
Right.
Aye.